Salesforce architecture and enterprise data integration. He has led multiple million-dollar government modernization projects like MD Think, DHS, and developed Instra, a pioneering Salesforce-based higher education platform that boosted efficiency by 40%. A Salesforce system architect, he integrates AI ML to enhance CRM and healthcare system. A senior IEEE member and fellow of IETE. He is also an author and patent holder with influential works in AI, blockchain and healthcare. Mr. Pradeep actively contributes as a tech event judge and white paper reviewer, inspiring innovation in quantum computing and cybersecurity. May I now request Pradeep Chandra Mohan sir to please begin with the session. Sir, over to you.
Good morning. Great. Thanks for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. So I'm Pradeep Chandra Mohan. Thanks for joining me today on this keynote as a keynote speaker. So I'm going to touch a topic which is kind of really buzzing, and it has a real sense of urgency. We need to know. So it's a topic of quantum discussion. So hope you all heard about this thing, right? Currently it is buzzing everywhere. And also recently last week got a Nobel Prize for quantum mechanics. So this is going to be a fundamental reshape of how our data and how our transactions in the digital world is happening. So this is going to be your one of the key area of focusing. Your way of thinking after you all complete your colleges, right? So basically be strong with the fundamentals of computers and how the quantum computers change the world. Let's start. Let me share my screen with a PowerPoint presentation. Right. So what is quantum here, right? So in this topic, the next 15 minutes, I'm going to talk about the fundamentals of quantum computing, what revolution is happening behind in this world regarding this quantum computing, what is the real threat we have, and how are we going to mitigate this threat, and later, what this quantum computing is going to give us back to this whole world and as a society. So imagine, you wake up one day, all your digital locks has been broken, right? So that means like all your computers, all your passwords, all your banking passwords, it's all broken. Think about that situation. That situation is not just far away, it's just near. In another 10 years, this can be done. So let's focus on the next 15 minutes. What we are really going through and how we need to mitigate our whole environment, whole digital environment, and how we protect our data. Great. Thank you. So let's understand here, right? So basically, the quantum computers versus classical computers. So we all know that classical computers works on bits, which is zeros and ones, which is nothing but on and off of the capacitors, which transistors helps. So I would say everyone here, whoever is listening here, right? So basically, like we get into the fundamentals of computers, learn how computer works, because this is going to be our future. So as I said, the classical computer works on bits, which is zeros and ones. The quantum computers works on qubits. What is qubits? Qubits are quantum bits. What's special in them? So instead of zeros and ones, right? Quantum bits can stay in a superposition called 0 and 1. Basically, it works the way it has to work with 0 and 1 also. So you toss a coin in the air, right? So the coin spins in the air. What position it is correctly? right? Think about that position. That position holds both zeros and ones, heads and tails, right? So similarly, the electron spins at that momentum, does the tasks of both zeros and ones. This is a it's a huge invention or discovery, I would say, by the scientists, which they had previously custom. This is one position has used to compute a very complex problems within seconds. That's where the superposition is going to work on. The next fundamental concept is entanglement. What is an entanglement here? So you are in India, I'm in DC right now. So you roll a dice and I roll a dice here at the same time. If two electrons get entangled, whatever the number you have, the same number will be on my dice too. That is called entanglement. So Einstein once called this as a spooky action. Still they are figuring out why this is happening. Because electron, when it is entangled, it influences the other electrons to do the same work. Think about this, right? So electrons in superposition, they get entangled. If you want to compute anything on this computer, it's going to work on it. So that's entanglement. And interferences. I'm going to talk a little bit on this topic, right? So basically, like it's used to manipulate the amplitudes. So the correct answers will be amplified. So picture this out, right? So basically, like if you go to the beach, so you see a big waves comes and a flat waves comes. Similarly, when the electrons entangle each other for the right answer, all the electrons will get entangled. That's a big wave. Picture this out. If there is an error out, it's going to be a flat waves. So these three, the fundamentals, right? The superposition, entanglement, and interferences. These three are key component for quantum computing. So I believe you are all able to see my screens, right? Just to have an acknowledgement. Right. So the quantum revolution accelerates, right? So basically, the global investment is getting poured into this technology. Currently, $55 billion the global investment has been done by both public and private. So, which is more than some of the countries' GDP. Similarly, we talk about RSA 2048 in a couple of slides, which is a backbone of our the secure transaction which has happened. So it is anticipated in 2030 by Google Quantum AI, it will just break this RSA 2048 encryption within hours. That means like we are all exposed to our banking transactions. Right. So I want to talk about a little bit about this global quantum investment leaders until September 2025. So if you see this graph, there are few countries which are really getting into this quantum race, including India. So India has invested $1 billion. You see how much the China has been invested here, $15 billion, and USA is also in this race. In this quarter itself, they have invested $1.5 billion. Think about this. Why these countries has to invest so much of money into this quantum computing? Right. So this is going to be our future. So everyone will be interested and invested, and our technological knowledge should be invested in this area. Let me move on to the next slide. What is the threat we are going to have? We are going to see in this quantum computing, right? As I said before, so RSA 2048, right? So RSA 2048 is our algorithm for our basic banking transactions on the website, whatever the website we have seen. So this RSA 2048 security basis on prime factorization, like a big number of prime numbers, which is a private key, and a big number of prime numbers which are public key. Both will get integrated in order to open the security of it. So that's how the RSA 2048 security has been useful for all our transactions. That RSA 2048 has been, broke by algorithm also. My slide is not moving. So which slide you are all seeing? Let me see. You able to hear me now? How about now? No. Still? Okay. Is it good now? Great. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Let me go. How about now? Spot eye. It doesn't slideshow. Let me see. How about now? Still not working? Okay.
Pradeep, if you don't mind, just for the interest of time,
Good. How about now? I think some lag with this internet, I guess. I'm seeing the slideshows here. Perfect. Okay.
Pradeep, just in the interest of time, please conclude this because we have another keynote speaker also who is there.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay. As I said before, these, a key encryption methodologies currently we are using is getting, decrypted by these algorithms, and hence we can, really break this algorithm within hours, right? As the time comes, I think I want to tell a couple of items here. I'm not going to go through all the slides here, right? So the thing is called harvest now and decrypt later. So people has to understand here. Like last week also, Salesforce has been hacked by some of the hackers. 1 million records has been hacked. So we don't know like what these people are, why these people are hacking these type of data. It is all because of this quantum computing, right? So basically, like once they hack it now, once the quantum computer comes to their hand, they can easily crack the data. That is called harvest now and decrypt later. So, and now we're going to talk about the NIST post-quantum standards. So these are the algorithms. I would like everyone to go and do a research on these algorithms. And this is going to be a backbone for us. And ML, KEM, ML, DSA, SLH, DSA, these are the different types of algorithms which we used in behalf of RSA 2048 and ECC algorithms. So currently we use RSA 2048 for the banking transactions I said. Similarly for ECC, we use it for our cryptocurrencies secure wallets, and we use AES 256 for our messages like WhatsApp messages, right? It is all AES 256. So we need to implement these post quantum algorithms, cryptographies, in order to secure our data. So as I said before, so we need to get with the timeline. We are on time now. So basically we have to start proceeding for this migrations. So as I said, cryptography inventory, and has to be taken, and also we have to implement the algorithms, between 2030 to 2035. That is because like after 2035, we all get our quantum, computers in hand. So what benefits we have? Yes, we have a lot of benefits. The drug discovery, so it is going to help our, accelerate all the drug discovery. It's like a patient basis, right? It's not like a generic medicine. It's going to be a patient basis medicine which can be fine, and also it's going to be a real-time fraud detection and risk assessments. It's going to work in the finance side and also on the climate solutions. It is going to predict accurate, climate predictions. What crop it will come. How will be the climate? How will be the yield from this things? These are the key main quantum opportunities we have. So as I said before, we have to get ready for this timeline. And I really want to show only one thing. So I want to show this slide. This is the quantum computer, right? So currently it is in a minus 273 Celsius, where this superpositions will all happen. Okay. So as time constraints, I'm just stopping it here. If you have any questions, please go ahead. Any questions so far? You able to hear me?
Yes, sir, we are able to hear you.
Great.
Any questions from anybody? So we are good to go. Thank you so much for your presentation. We are very thankful for for having you with us. Thank you, Pradeep.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Pradeep, sir. Can we have a huge round of applause for sir? Now moving forward with our second keynote speaker, can we have a huge round of applause for Mr. Amit Kumar Padhe, who is a lead architect and senior computer scientist too at Adobe, specializing in AI-driven, cloud-native digital commerce platforms. With nearly 2 decades of experience, he has led transformative initiatives in pricing, payments, and ordering systems that power global revenue operations. His work focuses on intelligent, fault-tolerant architectures and AI-based automation. He actively contributes to Adobe's Commerce Architect Council and the Agentic AI Workgroup, while mentoring engineers and engaging with technology forums in Silicon Valley. We welcome you, sir, with us in Geeta University for our virtual note. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, guys. And really happy to join. And I'm really sorry, it's a bit late. I was in some meetings and somehow, there was a production issue and I had to be there. But apologies. Pleasant to be among you and kind of encourage you students, and very nice to meet you. So I carry around 22 decades of experience, 20 years or so, and for the last 11 years I have been with Adobe into the e-commerce space. So I thought, what is transformational these days is really on the way the commerce is shaping up. Specifically, I think it would be interesting. Most of the work that in the industry, it's a big segment of work is in the e-commerce space, and agentic AI, that you might have heard, it's a rage these days. So I just thought, it would be good if I can present something on the agentic AI, how it is kind of influencing the e-commerce space. It also gives you some kind of, context when you move to such a career into a join an IT industry, or you see like how it benefits you, get some perspective on that. So let me share my screen and we can just get started. So I'm going to share this. Yeah. So yeah, we are going to. Is my screen visible to you guys?
Yes, sir. You may go ahead.
Okay. So we are going to discuss the agentic AI in the e-commerce space. I hope I'm also visible to you, and the screen is also visible to you as well. So today, as you might have seen already, some example of agentic AI workflow across, if you are a user of Amazon and stuff like that, many of the workflows getting started automated. So typically, many of the customer care and stuff like that has been getting.
Sir, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but can you please make the slideshow visible to us? The presentation in the slideshow. Full screen.
Sure. Is it better?
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you so much.
Sure, no problem. So today we deal with this, manual processes. You have some customer requests that you want to, make from your side and go to the e-commerce store. If some transaction has failed or something, you go into those loop. I think those things are totally going to be automated, and the agentic AI system, they are pretty much human-like in terms of experience. They have a brain of their own, which they get to learn from massive amount of internet data, and they can very much simulate a human being in terms of responding to a query, responding to a problem statement, which they have been trained on, and they can respond back. So autonomous decision making is one of the hallmarks of the agentic AI. They can pretty much operate independently, and they have a way of be human-like. For example, you might have seen these days the various ChatGPT and Perplexity and other applications. You can actually get into those conversations just like a human being. You ask something, they respond back. It's not just limited to those chat boxes, but in general, these e-commerce have started incorporating that. You can go to an agent, I think in many of the medical systems within the US, you reach out to them, talk to them, and they can respond back, and you cannot even distinguish whether you are talking to a human being or an agent. So in the backend, I think the adoption has grown tremendously in the last few years. The same goes for the e-commerce application. Like typical at the customer support, the product recommendations, like it's not new thing, but these days you can actually get into a website or something, directly talk through those processes. You can get a product recommendation, just like a human being talking to you. I think that's the next step for the agentic driven e-commerce. Moving on, so it gives you the personalized shopping experience based upon the behavior and the way you interact with the service, like an Amazon or in India Flipkart is one of the services. I think it can understand what your needs are. Like when you are asking something, it knows your background, your details, what kind of interest you have, and what is your age and other factors, and it can provide you very specific and tailored recommendation to you. The customer service is another reason, like where the AI has a big role. You can go into these various places like Amazon and stuff. I think I just talked about it, so it's going to influence in a big way. Various business process outsourcing, those are getting replaced by AI agent workflows. The other aspect is the logistic and inventory optimization. So whatever is coming to your homes via the delivery chains, those have the various way of storage at various places in logistics, how we operate, how those are transported to your homes and all. So AI helps them, optimizing in the best possible way. It can find the best possible transportation mode whenever the most optimized way it reaches. The delays and all, when a human being comes and plans, okay, I need to send some stuff to so and so address, is no more a concern. You can get those logistic and inventory pretty much automatically. And then the third aspect, fourth aspect is of course the dynamic pricing. So today, you have to strategize and do things like how much, from an e-commerce perspective, how much I should be charging to the customer so that from the company I get the best profit, right? So this is like a dynamic pricing. So based upon the competitor, like Amazon does not operate as a single entity, there are a lot of competitors, right? So it needs to be competitive in the market to flourish. And that is where, dynamic pricing comes into picture. It can optimize the pricing of the product based upon what is the best strategic way it can generate profit. That's why, like, it's much easier these days for a company to kind of be a very profitable venture because it can leverage the AI for dynamic pricing strategy. It's not a human being sitting or a CEO sitting there and deciding how I should be pricing my product so that I can get the best margins or value, but it is, the data driven, like AI is here for you. So that is what is going on these days. So some of these names you might have already heard.
Hey Amit, can you please try to conclude this? It's been a little late on our side.
Sure, absolutely, yes, sure. So we have this multi-agent system, like the various aspects of commerce would be, like different agents would be collaborating to accomplish these end-to-end commerce. Then we have this called reinforcement learning. What it means is, basically, based upon the past data, it can drive decision much more better. The more data it gets, the smarter it becomes. So it works on that way. Like it starts becoming smarter as you have more and more data. And if it takes a wrong decision, it unlearns it, and that's what called reinforcement learning. We have intelligent interface, so a lot of natural language processing. You can talk through voice and text translations, and it helps in intelligent interfaces. Of course, the natural language processing, whatever you type or whatever you talk, those can be pretty much converted to one form or the other. Text could be converted into voice to text. It's all coming via the AI, and agentic just kind of makes it even better. So we already talked about it. I'm not going to emphasize much over here. We talked about the personal recommendation that we get. Amazon, you can see, based upon historical context, it provides you the best recommendation. The dynamic pricing, pretty much we talked about it. Like it's all agent driven. It can do things. Inventory, we talked about, and customer support. I think it's just a repetition, just the use case where it comes into picture. These are some of the benefits and limitations. Efficiency and scalability. Of course, with a human being which gets tired, and after an 8 hours or 10-hour work, agentic AI is something which can work round the clock, 24 hours into 7 days. So you have this agentic AI running all the way, and it's much more efficient and scalable. It helps in real-time decision making because it has the data, it has the current data, it can take a decision much more faster than human being, who needs to do revision of historical context and all those things. This is machine driven. Of course, you have this personalization and engagement that we just talked about. Implementation challenges is definitely, there are a lot of biases in the data, because since AI is, agentic AI is AI driven and AI is data driven, so the data biases, like if it is with one gender or one race or a religion, it can get pretty biased. So those challenges are still there. People are working behind the scene, how best they can kind of do a trade-off and balance things out. But that's a real challenge for us. We talked about these case studies briefly, but you do have this supply chain optimization, which could be done, the way inventories are managed based upon the demand. You don't have to keep stocking, piling up unknown demands. You can, based upon data driven, you can have those stocks to optimize the supply chain. You have a better customer support. We talked about it because AI-driven chatbots can make it much more safe, optimized and much more custom tailored to your needs. The operational excellence, of course, because of all these benefits we talked about, definitely the operational cost which the company or the organization needs to spend is reduced significantly. It does not need to keep on hiring people endlessly. It can optimize a part of the load to these AI agents. So, these are the future outlook. I think a lot of things are happening in autonomy of the AI, agentic AI, getting more and more smarter, lot of human-like. It continues to go up. A lot of IoT-based integration. We talk about a lot of human houses which are totally automated. Like it understands the need of the person who's staying there. So those kind of integration and smart gadgets and all, those are only going to increase adoption. Ethics is one of the concerns, but that is one of the prime concerns which we are addressing in the industry, like a lot of safe AI and stuff going on, a lot of initiatives in the Silicon Valley. So that leads me to the conclusion, that intelligent automation is going to be the next decade or so, in fact the next century. Personalized experience will be there, everything kind of custom tuned to your needs and understand based upon the data driven. Ethics, definitely we talked about it, that challenge biases, they are here. Those are the problem statement for the industry. We are working on that. Lot of research for future innovation is still underway. We are not even, like halfway of the innovation. We are pretty early in the game. A lot of improvements are going to happen in future. So that's pretty much from my side. And if any questions, I'd like to take up. But in the best interest of time, we can.
So students, as sir has concluded, do you have any questions
Thank
to
you.
ask? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for joining with us. You have truly shown that distance is just a number for us. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining with Geeta University. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now moving forward, I request everyone to move to their spots for technical session commencement. Thank you so much. We'll join back at 2 o'clock. Thank you.